In the vast Arctic Ocean, a creature of myth glides silently. The narwhal, famous for its single spiraled tusk, was long thought to be a unicorn of the sea. We saw it as a weapon for jousting with rivals. But the truth is far more fascinating. This is not a horn. It's an intricate sensory organ, a window into the narwhal's world. Imagine being able to taste the water from 10 feet away. Imagine feeling the subtle temperature shift that signals an opening in the ice above. Imagine sensing minute pressure changes that betray the presence of prey. This is the world the narwhal inhabits, perceived through its eyes, through its ears, and through this remarkable tooth. The story of the tusk is a journey from medieval folklore to modern science. Its appearance is deceptive. Its size and point suggest combat. You can picture two males clashing in an underwater duel, tusks locking for dominance. Such interactions happen, but they're not the tusk's primary purpose. The tusk's true power is gathering information. To truly appreciate the wonder of the narwhal's tusk, we must first understand what it is. It is not a horn, which is typically a bony core covered in a sheath of keratin, like that of a ram or a bull. Instead, the tusk is an incredibly modified tooth. In most mammals, teeth are confined to the mouth, but the narwhal rewrites this rule in spectacular fashion. It is the whale's left canine tooth that, in males, embarks on an extraordinary journey. It grows directly through the narwhal's upper lip, not from the front of the jaw, and continues to extend throughout the animal's life, spiraling always in a counterclockwise direction. It can reach lengths of over 10 feet, a significant proportion of the animal's entire body. Our teeth are coated in a hard, protective layer of enamel. The narwhal's tusk, however, has it the other way around. The hard, dense cementum that forms the core of our teeth is on its outside, and the porous, sensitive dentin is exposed to the water. This porous surface is key to its function. It is not a sealed-off weapon, but an open interface designed to interact directly with the surrounding seawater. This inside-out anatomy is unique among all the teeth in the animal kingdom and is the first clue to its secret purpose. While most males have one tusk, a few grow two, and some females also grow a shorter version. The tusk grows continuously, a living record etched into its spiraled form. It's not a dead appendage. Blood flows into it and nerves run its entire length. This makes damage a genuine injury, causing pain and risking infection. Inside the narwhal's tusk is a sophisticated piece of biological engineering. A central pulp cavity is filled with blood vessels and a massive bundle of nerve endings, connecting the tusk directly to the brain. Branching from this core are millions of tiny, hollow tubes called dentinal tubules. These canals radiate to the tusk's porous outer surface, acting as channels that transmit environmental data from the Arctic water straight to the narwhal's brain. The narwhal's tusk is a sensory organ unlike anything else in nature, allowing it to perceive its environment with astonishing detail. It can detect changes in water salinity, which is crucial for finding cracks and leads in the sea ice, essential breathing holes for the air-breathing mammal. The tusk also acts as a barometer, sensing water pressure. This is vital for navigating and hunting during dives that can reach depths of over a mile. For much of human history, the narwhal tusk was not an object of scientific inquiry, but one of myth and immense commercial value. In medieval Europe, in Renaissance Europe, these magnificent tusks would occasionally wash ashore or be brought back by intrepid mariners from the mysterious north. With their elegant spiral and ivory-like appearance, they were believed to be the horns of the legendary unicorn. This association imbued them with magical properties. Unicorn horns, it was said, could neutralize poison, cure diseases, and guarantee purity. As a result, narwhal tusks became one of the most precious commodities in the world. Kings, queens, and wealthy nobles paid fortunes for them. Queen Elizabeth I of England reportedly spent £10,000, the cost of an entire castle at the time, on a single, beautifully carved narwhal tusk. They were mounted in silver and gold and displayed as powerful symbols of wealth and divine protection. The Danish throne was even constructed partially from narwhal tusks. For centuries, the trade thrived on this misconception, a fantastic story that drove a market and shrouded the true nature of the narwhal in an almost impenetrable fog of folklore. The whale itself was secondary to the magical horn it supposedly produced. Even as the age of science dawned and it became clear that the tusk belonged to a whale, not a mythical horse, the misunderstandings continued. The most logical and enduring assumption was that the tusk was a weapon. Its size, shape, and pointed tip all pointed to a role in combat. Naturalists and explorers envisioned epic battles between males, their tusks clashing like the swords of fencers. They imagined the narwhal using its tusk as a lance to impale its prey, or as a powerful ice pick to hammer its way through the thick Arctic sea ice to create breathing holes. These ideas, while compelling, were based on speculation rather than direct observation. For a long time, we simply could not get close enough to see how the tusk was truly used. It is only in recent decades, with the development of non-invasive technologies like critter cams, drones, and advanced hydrophones, that scientists have been able to witness the narwhal's natural behavior and begin to replace the old myths with new, evidence-based truths. The modern understanding of the narwhal's tusk as a sensory organ is a triumph of scientific investigation. The breakthrough came when researchers led by Dr. Martin Weah began examining the tusk's internal structure. Instead of seeing it as solid ivory, they used advanced imaging techniques to reveal its complex inner world. What they found was a system perfectly designed for sensation. Millions of open tubules connect the ocean directly to the tusk and link to a massive nerve bundle. That was the smoking gun. A weapon does not need such an intricate, vulnerable nervous system. A sensor does. To test this, scientists ran experiments on live narwhals temporarily and safely captured by Inuit hunters. They fitted a specially designed tusk jacket over the tooth. That jacket let researchers expose different sections to water of varying salinity. By monitoring the whale's heart rate, they watched for reactions. When exposed to high salt water, like water during sea ice formation, the narwhal's heart rate shot up, a clear physiological response. That was the first direct proof the tusk could taste the water and send that information to the brain. Imagine the advantage this gives. The narwhal lives in a world dictated by ice. Thick, unbroken sea ice can trap and kill entire pods. Detecting chemical signatures that precede freeze-up could mean life or death. Swimming with its tusk extended, the narwhal reads a chemical map of its surroundings, seeking telltale signs of stable breathing holes and pathways to open water as seasons change. It's a survival tool of unparalleled sophistication. The sensory function goes beyond salinity. Nerve endings in the tusk likely detect many environmental cues. Temperature. Different water layers have different temperatures that influence prey. The tusk may be a highly sensitive thermometer, guiding narwhals to feeding grounds. Pressure changes would aid deep-diving navigation. It may detect chemical traces left by prey and chemical traces left by other narwhals. It's not just one sense, but a multi-tool, providing a rich, detailed picture of a world that would otherwise be dark and, featureless. Beyond its sensory role, the tusk is central to narwhal social life. Males are often seen tusking, gently crossing and rubbing their tusks together. Far from being combat, this is a slow, deliberate interaction, more like a handshake. With millions of nerve endings, this behavior is likely a rich form of communication, a way to share vital information. By crossing tusks, they might be exchanging vital data about feeding grounds' water conditions, the presence of predators in different areas. It could be a way of maintaining social bonds, strengthening the cohesion of the pod. This behavior might also be a form of display. In many species, males possess extravagant features that serve to demonstrate their fitness to females and to establish a hierarchy among other males. The sheer size and condition of a narwhal's tusk could be an honest signal of its health, its age, and its genetic quality. A long, unbroken tusk indicates a successful and robust individual, one that has navigated the challenges of the Arctic for many years. Females may choose mates based on this signal. Younger males may defer to those with more impressive tusks, reducing the need for genuine, violent conflict. On rare occasions, the tusk is used more aggressively. Males have been found with the broken-off tips of other narwhal tusks embedded in their skulls, clear evidence of serious fights. These encounters are likely the exception rather than the rule, probably occurring during intense competition for mates. But the social rubbing, or tusking, is far more common. It points to a cooperative aspect of narwhal society, where this extraordinary appendage serves not only to help the individual survive, but also to bind the group together through a unique form of tactile communication. For a long time, the idea that the narwhal used its tusk to spear fish was a popular and dramatic image. It seemed a logical use for such a formidable-looking appendage. However, extensive observation has shown that this is not the case. The logistics of trying to impale a small, fast-moving fish with a 10-foot tusk attached to your head are incredibly difficult. Furthermore, a narwhal's skull is not built to withstand the repeated high-impact shocks that such a hunting style would generate. For the most part, narwhals hunt using suction, rapidly opening their mouths to draw in unsuspecting fish squid. However, recent and remarkable drone footage has revealed a surprising and subtle use of the tusk in hunting. In these videos, a narwhal can be seen approaching a fish, such as an Arctic cod, and delivering a series of quick, precise taps with its tusk. The fish is not speared, but the sharp blows are enough to stun it, leaving it momentarily disoriented and easy to capture. This is a far more delicate and energy-efficient technique than a high-speed chase or a powerful impalement. It demonstrates a level of finesse and control that we had not previously attributed to the tusk. This behavior is likely a secondary use of the tusk, an ingenious adaptation that complements its primary sensory function. It is not something that is observed frequently, suggesting it may be a learned skill or a technique used only for specific types of prey. But it confirms that the tusk is indeed a multi-purpose tool. It can sense the environment, communicate with others, and, when needed, assist in the capture of a meal. This flexibility is a hallmark of a truly successful evolutionary adaptation. The discovery of this hunting technique underscores how much we still have to learn about these animals. It was made possible only by new technology that allowed us to observe them from above without disturbing their natural behavior. It is a powerful reminder that our understanding of the natural world is constantly evolving, and that animals may have hidden abilities that we can only uncover through patient and respectful observation. The narwhal tusk is not just a biological marvel, it is also an icon of art and culture. Its most striking visual feature is its perfect counterclockwise spiral. This spiraling growth pattern is thought to add structural integrity, much like the rifling in a gun barrel, helping to keep the tusk straight and strong as it grows to such extreme lengths. But aesthetically, it transforms the tusk from a simple spike into an object of mesmerizing beauty. This spiral is what so convincingly linked it to the mythical unicorn horn, and what continues to make it a powerful symbol today. The legacy of the unicorn myth is still visible. The tusk has been immortalized in royal crests, coats of arms, works of art for centuries. It represents mystery nobility, the untamed wilderness of the far north. In the cultures of the Inuit, who have lived alongside the narwhal for millennia, the tusk holds a different but equally profound significance. It is a source of material for tools and art. The hunt for the narwhal is a central part of their traditional way of life, a practice steeped in respect and deep knowledge of the animal and its environment. This cultural and economic importance has, at times, put the narwhal at risk. The historical trade for unicorn horns and the continuing modern demand for ivory have made the tusk a valuable commodity. This places pressure on narwhal populations, which are already facing immense challenges from a rapidly changing climate. The melting of sea ice changes in prey distribution The very feature that makes the narwhal so iconic also makes it vulnerable. Understanding the true function of the tusk is therefore critical for the narwhal's conservation. It is not a trophy or a magical charm. It is a vital survival tool. Protecting the narwhal means protecting its ability to use this tool effectively. This involves preserving the delicate Arctic ecosystem on which it depends, minimizing underwater noise that can interfere with its senses, and ensuring that any trade in tusks is managed sustainably and does not threaten the long-term health of the population. The spiral of the tusk is a spiral of history, connecting myth. The narwhal's hyper-specialized tusk is exquisitely adapted to the Arctic, but this also makes it incredibly vulnerable. As climate change warms the planet, the Arctic is changing faster than anywhere else on Earth. The sea ice, water salinity, and temperature are all in flux, creating an uncertain future for this sensitive animal. Studying this remarkable adaptation opens new possibilities for human innovation. By understanding how the tusk senses so many variables, engineers could design new kinds of sensors inspired by its biological blueprint. The narwhal and its tusk are a profound reminder of the wonder hidden within the natural world. They challenge us to remain curious and use the tools of science to look closer. The truth is often more extraordinary than any myth.